Hello and welcome to Luisa TV. I'm Luisa. Each week I will be bringing you tools and tips and inspiration to live a passionate life. This week the theme is I don't want to be apart from you anymore. And these words came to me in the morning. I woke up and I wrote down these words. Very powerful, 9 very simple, powerful words. I don't want to be apart from you anymore. And for me, this related to Edward. I knew this to be utterly true. And what I was so excited about and what I was so consumed about was when I said these words, I felt them in my heart, I felt them in my body, I felt them in my soul, I felt them in all aspects of me. And I knew that this was what the feeling of completeness and the feeling of certainty was like. And I wanted to recreate that in every aspect of my life, that feeling of certainty. It feels so wonderful. And I invite you to ask yourself the question, where am I 100% certain in my life? I thought, my gosh, if I could act with 100% completeness and 100% certainty in all aspects of my life, whether it's, oh my gosh, should I upload this episode, or should I wear this jacket or this t-shirt, or should I go to this restaurant for dinner, or should I say no to this party? That feeling of 100% certainty was joy, it was wonder, it was euphoric, it was bliss. And I guess you're probably going to ask the question, well, did I tell Edward? Yes, I did. I always seem to embarrass myself and goof up, and I braced myself, and I will always, always choose and make a decision from love, not based on fear. And it didn't really matter what his response. Well, it did matter. And I got a great response. But what mattered is that I, Luisa, came with that statement from 100% completeness and 100% certainty. You know, we can't often rely on how other people act. If we are true to ourselves and we speak and act in a manner that comes from our heart, that's all we can do. And that's how we honor ourselves. I also thought, how can I translate these powerful words, this certainty, this completeness to the Passion Harvest audience, which is you? And I twisted the words, and the words are, I don't want to be apart from myself anymore. And I thought how important and powerful those simple words are as well. So often we separate from ourselves, we lose connection with our true essence, with our true self. And by this, I mean our soul, our creator, our God, our values and our visions, our joy, our happiness, our meaning for life. We lose touch, we lose connection with life, and we often lived a half-lived life, and we search for love in all the wrong places. So often we do this, and we do this in a manner to protect our heart. We do this because it enables us to cope in an uncopable situation. We get lost in life, in the busyness of life, in careers, in work, in relationships, and we act in a manner to please others. And this is not a road to happiness. This is a road to losing ourselves and living a half-lived life. And many of us live, but they're not living. We live in a cloud. And many of us, me included, look back sometimes and say, where did all the time go? I didn't live. I wasn't living. I wasn't myself. I was unhappy. And how do I change that? And many of you don't know how to change that. Well, I have to say, if you keep thinking and believing and acting the same things, you're going to get the same results. You know, freedom is our birthright, and it doesn't matter necessarily our external circumstances. It's how we are on the inside. And I always say, if you change your internal landscape, your external landscape does change. Whatever happens to us, We always have the choice. We have the choice to choose how we're going to feel, how we are going to act in every moment, in every second, in every hour, in every day. That is our freedom. That is our choice. No one can ever take that away from you. And so I ask you to choose moving forward. Make the choice based on love, not based on fear. And you will always be rewarded. It's very simple, these words, and it's quite complicated for many to say, well, how do I love myself? And I have to tell you the easiest way, and it's so easy. It's basically acting and speaking in a manner that is right and true to your essence. It's what you're feeling, as long as you're coming from a place of love and compassion and respect. Speak your words, speak your truth, and act how you want to. You know, I think back and I can pinpoint the time I actually lost myself. I separated from myself. I separated from my completeness. I separated from the wholeness that was me. And at the time, I was in an very unhappy relationship. And it was a way for me to cope with an uncopable situation. Looking back, I knew that if I didn't separate, I wouldn't be able to bear my life. And so I separated. I'm a bit of a slow learner, but the universe has a funny way of pulling me and all of us kicking and screaming to our soul's path and our soul's journey. And I will never, ever consciously choose to separate from myself again. But life's a lesson and I don't have regrets. That was an incredible learning lesson in my life. You know, they often say you need to lose yourself to find yourself, and I certainly lost myself along the way, but I'm back. Now, for me, what really, really worked, and I want to give you some tools and tips. I just don't want to do this woo-woo talk and you're like, okay, that's great, Luisa, but how do you do it? So, number one, these are 3 powerful, very powerful, but such simple tips to reconnect with the essence of you, the beauty of you, and to welcome you home and to embrace those words. I don't want to be apart from you anymore. So tip number 1, love. Love is what is all about. Love is why we are here. Love is the universal truth of all of us, but first we need to learn to love ourselves. We can't be a beacon of light. I can't shine my light to you. I can't shine my light to anyone unless it's shining internally first. And I can't change the world unless I change myself. So love, again, so simple. Act and speak in a manner that is right and true and what you feel, based on loving respect and kindness. Number 2, get curious. Ask yourself questions you don't know the answers for. Ask yourself, am I happy? That can be confronting sometimes. Am I fearful? Am I happy in my career? Am I happy in my relationship? How do I reconnect with myself? Do I like myself? How do I learn to love myself? And again, that goes back to honoring yourself. Speak your truth. It's liberating. And I say it again, liberating, like dancing in the rain. So number 2, get curious. What are my passions? How do I embrace my passions? How can I do one thing for 1 hour a week that makes me feel good? How can I find a little more joy in my life? What makes me smile? What did I like doing as a child? When was the last time I giggled and laughed so hard? When was the last time I was 100% certain about something? And when was the last time I was truly happy? And when was the last time I loved? And when was the last time I loved myself? Number 3, reconnection. Reconnection with you. Get to know you. Be alone with you for a little while. Look in the mirror and say, who am I? Put down your phone, close the computer or the laptop and do something that sets your heart on fire. Do something that you're passionate about. Just do it. Start living a lived life. Take baby steps. It doesn't have to be some world-changing, goal-changing career. You don't have to leave your relationship. Start small, and it does have this creativity, this inspiration does have a ripple effect out on you and out on the world. So I'll leave you with a fabulous quote by a legend. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope one day you'll join us and the world will live as one, the famous John Lennon. So I invite you to welcome yourself home. I invite you to collect all the pieces of the puzzle that you forgot along the way. I invite you on the road to happiness. I invite you on the road to joy. I invite you to forgive yourself and be grateful, knowing that you can change and you're alive and you're going to make a conscious choice to live a lived life. You are enough. And I hope today you sing to the heavens those 9 beautiful and very powerful words. I don't want to be apart from you anymore. That's it for today. Much love. And I look forward to seeing you next week. Bye for now.